Alrighty, well, I've moved a lot of wood around, still a bit there, and we put the wood heater in here. I don't know if it's, oh yeah, she's still going. I only just threw a bit of paper in there, but this is some old 75mm water pipe. This here is fancy pants, like lagging tape from, it's actually manufactured in Germany. So it goes to 140 degrees Celsius, which is almost hot enough to cook a meat pie. And they had a little picture on the packet that, you know, you're supposed to be able to patch up car exhaust. So I thought, well, this is going to be good. So, and I know of somebody else who's made a similar setup years ago, and they had aluminium lagging tape, and it worked fine for them. That smoke's actually shown up really good on camera. As you can see, we've got a fair bit of an angle. We've got a fair bit of random bits of wire and bits of stuff. I've used a rivet instead of a nail just to hold this from sliding down. Held it in with wire there, which is twitched on the back as this piece here is, which you can see. Another piece there, which really isn't holding very well. Another piece there to hold this little loop here, which is actually riveted to the roof. I was very worried that I was going to get too close. It's not bad. It's almost an inch to the lowest point there. To the closest point's probably 3/4 of an inch, and then in the middle it'll be an inch. But I'm, a little bit worried that water might be running back down this, so I've probably got to play around and do something there just to stop that water landing directly on it, which is sort of not in the best position, but anyway, I am probably going to get a little bit of mortar and put it in there. I don't want to use tape because it's too hot, but I've got a bit of mortar. I've got an open bag from doing the chimney, so I want to just get it and just pack it in those little gaps there. Ooh, thermal expansion noises. Ooh, that's getting nicely warm. I don't know if it's going to be too hot for that, but being German, you know, they probably say, oh, it takes 140, and that's what it tested to, and probably realistically you can push it to 165 before the adhesive actually fails. Secondarily, I can always get a whole heap of fairly thick alfoil if this fails, which I doubt it will, but, you know, even if the adhesive burns out, what's the chances that it still stays nice and crumpled up and stays on it anyway? You know, it's a bit of old paint, which should fall off in due course because this is galvanising, and galvanising does not hold paint very well. I know that from the days of my apprenticeship. It's actually horrendous. The amount of time that galvanising will hold paint is just crap. It's about a quarter of the time that everything else will hold paint. Zincalume's different though. That's good. That'll hold paint without a problem. But Zincalume is not straight zinc. Zincalume is a mix of aluminium and zinc plating, which is proven to be a lot cheaper, and that's what they use these days. But this is 75mm, which is no longer available. It was superseded in the 90s, and yeah. So anyway, I've sort of got this, so I can sort of go like that, but a bit of smoke comes up if I close the door. She reverts back to running out the chimney anyway. So anyway, that's that's going to be a bit better than it has been previously. You might notice I've gone and spray painted down here. Why would that be? So that if I accidentally kick it, I know the exact spot that it's positioned in, because where the bottom of the feet is, that's going to be bare and not black, and then I can re-manoeuvre it into the correct place. How's that for an idea? I didn't want to mortar it or anything like that. Bugger that, you know. I might need to move it one day or something, I don't know. But I still do need to put a bit of heat guard against, well, really speaking, this piece of wood desperately needs a bit of heat guarding. So I'll play around with a bit of sheet metal, and there's ways you make little feet that sort of stand it off, and there's other ways you can actually use bolts, and I do have a couple of bolts that sort of allow you to space it out, but we'll fiddle around and we'll get something. I may well stick a little bit up here. I've got a bit of corrugated iron, so that might end up going up against here just to shield that, but I don't know that it's that much of a problem, but it may be, and I think it's just better to be on the safe side, so I'll get that bit of corrugated iron and sit it in there in due course. But I just wanted to see the thing actually function for a start. See that all my convection flows are right. Man, I've got a real sense that I might be getting a smoke stain on the front of this piece of roof at the rate this is looking. The wind is slightly, a slight breeze, but that is the direction of the prevailing wind is back towards this way. So anyway, I think this is going to prove to be a really, really, really good idea because, oh man, when you're trying to wash clothes in the winter, your hands are freezing because the water's all unheated coming through these lines. And I like the idea of warming myself up with all this excessive old half-rotted, half-knackered old bits of wood laying around that, really do need to find a a use before they just rot to bits and get eaten by the cockroaches that then get eaten by the lizards.